Moving on to Dolphins, Jets football. Number 10 is a spicy one. And this is in order of like our least favorite storyline to our favorite. So number 10, this is our least favorite storyline, but it's still a top 10, so it's there.
It is.
I wonder now that I'm reading it again, because obviously we put this together before we get on here. I'm wondering if this should have been higher because the question is, Josh,
Yes.
who the heck is getting fired first? We're talking head coaches, of course. Both Mike McDaniel and Aaron Glenn could potentially be feeling the heat. I think a little less on Aaron Glenn since his first season and his team has played competitively. But even so, new coaches don't always get the benefit of the doubt. We have seen a lot of first-year head coaches fired.
Yep.
So a loss here puts the loser at 0-4. The Jets ownership isn't going to be happy about that. The Dolphins ownership might be happy about it. Stephen Ross is really, I have no idea what he's thinking ever.
Yeah.
But like a lot of Dolphins talking YouTubers and a lot of Dolphins fans thought that if the Dolphins lost to the Bills last Thursday, that this would be the time that McDaniel got cut loose. It's 10 days between games. It is now Wednesday. It has not happened yet, so it's not going to happen.
No, it won't. I didn't think it would either.
So, I think there is a good question there, and this will be a question every week for Miami at least.
Yeah.
Is this the game? Is this the final straw? If we come out looking flat, we're at home, by the way, in front of the national media against the Jets teams that many people expect us to beat. Like, where is Stephen Ross's patience?
Yeah, I think if I had to guess I think they're both on a very uncomfortable chair right now. I don't know. I don't know much about the Jets other than what I see on the stat line and kind of an all 22 film review before the podcast and stuff. But I mean, I would give the nod to Aaron Glenn, not because I think he's a worse head coach or that his team is in worse shape than Miami. I think Mike McDaniel has, and this is going to be counterintuitive to everything I've said over the last two weeks. He's earned enough rope from Ross to hang himself with, right? And I personally think, and I heard it on a couple other kind of talking heads, Miami Dolphins specific talking heads, that it seems like if we win this game, if we lose this game, I think all bets are off. And I'm not sure how much longer Mike McDaniel will be around. If we win this game, we have a stretch of games that looks very winnable, right? With a lot of teams dealing with some key injuries and some quarterback injuries and some, other defensive like stalwart injuries for their teams, and some rookie quarterbacks and some second-year quarterbacks, so on and so forth. That if we win this game, I think I could see, Ross giving McDaniel, you have until the end of the stretch, which is like the next 6 to 8 games, to show me something before the emergency handle is pulled, the parachute comes out. We try to clean house. And by clean house, I mean tidy the house up, because we need to make this an attractive place to want to come work. And right now it's not, because we're in cap hell. We have limited draft picks. We have players that aren't very good. We have players that aren't playing very well. And so I think, that's when a lot of trades might happen. And so, we might see Jalen Phillips was in the news today about potentially being traded to said Jets, for example. We might
that, but I can see him being traded. Yeah.
Right. Or Tyreek Hill being gone, or maybe somebody bites the Tua apple and we get something in return. I mean, who the heck knows?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I think Mike McDaniel, if he doesn't start turning this season around, we're going to see some things where it's like, okay, time to go. And the season's done. So we're going to put, I don't know, we'll probably put Weaver in or someone, right? And then figure it out.
It's a really good point. I do think who's getting fired first and I think this question largely bases it on if they lose. At least that's, I think, how I meant to write it.
Yeah, that's probably who gets fired first, is whoever loses.
I think if McDaniel loses, I think there's a, much better chance he gets fired than if Aaron Glenn loses. Both teams have favorable schedules after this. The next 4 for each team is pretty favorable. But just in listening to you talk about this, it really brought up a point in my mind that we haven't mentioned yet, I don't think, on the show, is that the trade deadline's week 9.
Yeah.
Like if at a certain, if we're 0-6 right?
Mhm.
You need to clean house and let whoever the interim GM is going to be sell off as many pieces as he
Yes.
possibly can.
Yes.
Like whatever he can get for whoever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like the roster's not so good where you're like trying to keep it together for the next GM. No,
There's a
get rid
couple
of whoever.
pieces,
Right.
right? There's a couple little pieces, and that's it.
These guys under rookie contracts, things like that. Like, Achan's not going anywhere. Like the guys we
Mhm.
just drafted aren't going anywhere. I don't think Waddle's going anywhere.
Sealer, right?
Sealer, right.
Yeah.
There's a few pieces who are staying, but like they should be trying to get rid of Tyreek. They should be trying to get rid of, Jalen Phillips, like you just mentioned.
We will bite Tua, right? Like, I mean,
If they can find a bite on
yeah.
Tua, yeah, like maybe Cincinnati's still competitive and they want to take a chance on that. I don't know. Like you need to give them enough time to do that. And if you fire him after week 6, that's only 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks to get something done.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's a point I haven't heard brought up yet, and I just wanted to highlight that. That's a really good point.
Yeah, and I think we just have to make this a desirable place to come play, right? The city, the weather, the people, the fans, all of that's great. But if a new GM is looking at a few job offers, and a new head coach or one of the soon to be head coaches is looking at a few job offers, you want the person you want in the building, your number one choice, to want to come play here because there's sustainability. We did not leverage and mortgage the future, so there's draft picks, there's cap space, there's room so that these two people can come in and build the team in which they envision. And to do that, you have to start basically selling, ripping the car apart and selling it for pieces.
Absolutely. So that was number 10 on our top 10 storylines to watch in this one. Who gets fired first, Aaron Glenn or Mike McDaniel, in the case of a 0-4 start?